the Hamptons of Clover Lane versus Deja Giles.
Brian Gerda, again, on behalf of the plaintiff.
Karina O'Hara.
I don't have under 10.
Giles. O'Hara. No response. Would you like to proceed with a default?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may proceed.
This is a non-payment of rent case. I have a ledger here that including May's rent, there's a balance of $1,545.
Say that number again.
Yes, Your Honor, $1,545.79. There's also $59.04 in service, plus filing and attorney at 55 and 75 respectively, for a total of $1,734.83 due and owing.
What's the month?
Monthly rent, Your Honor, is $1,653 as just the base rent. Looks like they also
$1,653.
Yes.
When did they? So when they were here at April 28th, they owed $3,500 inclusive of cost. When was that paid?
When was it paid? We got a partial payment on May, actually yesterday, May 4th, of $400. I haven't had another payment since that last April 28th date.
Well, hold it, counsel. When they were here on April 28th, plaintiff was claiming that there was $3,325 in rent owing, which means that a significant payment had to come in. If I'm looking at a judgment in the neighborhood of $1,700 now, and May rent has clicked in. And so what I want to know is, when was that payment made?
Yeah, that number that was given at the last hearing, I'm wondering if that included May's rent erroneously.
No,
Because that would have brought it.
Michelle. Good morning. This is Michelle, the property manager at the Hamptons of Clover Lane. They brought in payment $1,942.50, and we posted it yesterday.
When did they bring it in?
They actually brought it in last Friday.
The 28th.
Yes.
And when they brought that in, what was their balance?
Their balance.
These numbers still aren't adding up.
$3,638.29.
Okay, hold on. Maybe, and I'm usually pretty good at math, but I have here that they owed $33.25.29 on the 28th. You're indicating they brought to you $1,900?
On the 28th, they owed well, by the 28th, our system will have already charged up May rent. It charges it up.
Well, you can't do that.
But
what was their
on May 28th
balance on the 28th?
On the 28th, they owed $1,705.50.
And they paid how much on the 28th?
$1,542.50 plus 400. $1,942.50.
So they paid the balance on the 28th in April. Why am I here on this case and there's not a dismissal, counsel? And why was it represented to the court on the 28th before Judge Barr that they owed May rent when May rent had not accrued?
I can't speak to.
I'd like an answer.
I can't speak what happened on the 20th, but like I said, it sounds like if their system would have put May's rent in the next day, that is probably where that number came from that the attorney was relying upon. I'm looking at a ledger before me, Your Honor, and that's the information I'm giving to the court. I don't see this payment. So on April 28th. I'm sorry for the confusion this caused. But
I'm not causing it. It's not confusion. There are certain things that have been represented to the court.
Right.
What I'm hearing is that they paid their rent for April and paid it in April.
If the court would like to pass on this matter, I will speak to my client right now. And if it was paid.
Well, I think you better.
Yes.
Court to pass it.
Judge,
Yeah.
can you recall Moffitt versus Ford? We haven't.
And it is.
It is in the township.
Court recalls the case of Moffitt versus Ford.
Jay Mukherjee appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
Well, this is in the wrong spot.
I understand.
This
Your
is a
Honor.
14B case.
That's my fault. I apologize to the court, and I will resolve this situation.
Well, it has to be heard there. You want me to, I mean, it's probably going to cost you more to try to change venue. I can dismiss it, or I can move for that venue has to be changed. You need to file the paperwork, file the fee. Which do you want to do?
I will dismiss it, Your Honor.
Case dismissed.
The court heard the eviction matter of Hampton's Clover Lane versus Deja Giles, where the tenant failed to appear, and the plaintiff requested to proceed by default. The property manager and attorney were sworn in, and the hearing focused on alleged unpaid rent. According to the landlord's ledger, the claimed outstanding balance including May rent, late fees, service fees, filing costs, and attorney fees totaled $1,734.83. However, the judge immediately noticed inconsistencies in the numbers previously presented to the court. During the prior hearing on April 28, the plaintiff had claimed that the tenant owed $3,325, which would only be possible if no significant payments had been made. But now, the updated ledger reflected a dramatically lower balance. Raising questions about rent charges and payment postings, the judge pressed the landlord's attorney and property manager for clarity. When was the payment made? How much was paid? And why were earlier figures so inaccurate? The property manager stated that the tenant had brought in a payment of $1,942.50 on April 28, and that their system automatically posted May rent a day early. She confirmed the tenant's actual balance on April 28 was $1,705.50, meaning the tenant had paid nearly the full amount that very day, contradicting what was previously told to the court. The judge highlighted the seriousness of misreporting rent balances, emphasizing that inaccurate or premature charges like posting May rent before May can mislead the court and unfairly prejudice the tenant. The court expressed frustration that the landlord's team relied on figures that did not reflect the true payment history, noting that the tenant had in fact paid April rent during April. Given the conflicting information and the attorney's inability to reconcile the numbers, the judge passed the case and instructed counsel to speak with the property management to correct the record. When the next case was called, Moffitt versus Ford, the plaintiff's attorney admitted it had been filed in the wrong venue. The judge informed him that venue changes require proper motions and fees. Upon realizing the error, the attorney chose to dismiss the case, and the court granted the dismissal. For more information, like and subscribe my channel.